Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DotaPit League group stages. Thank you so much for joining us as always here, guys. We got a long season underway. Of course, our second series of the entire tournament group stages, and we got a good one. Vega Squadron, your qualifier winners, going up against Alliance, Swedish Gods. We'll see how, of course, this game does turn out. My name is Mott. With me today, our production manager, Pimp Munkle, and of course, my co-caster, Trav. How the hell are you, buddy?
I am doing good, man. I want to make sure. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, you're good. You're
Okay.
good.
Good. I'm doing good, man. I'm excited to actually cast the regular season. The qualifiers are pretty cool, pretty fun to watch. So I'm sure the regular season is going to be pretty awesome. And I believe Vega. Correct me if I'm wrong. They were the ones that won the qualifier,
Yes,
right?
yeah. They beat
In that
NIP.
in that weird fashion where they just kind of like let them have the win in game 3, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's right. The last game of that best of 3 series, and it actually came down to NIP were having some internet issues, and they're just like, well, I guess the game's over. You guys can have this one. So, I mean, they played really well throughout the qualifier, though. That game was pretty close. So,
yeah, no, they definitely played really well. I think they were the team that easily stood out to me. Obviously Nip looked pretty damn good, but these are guys I personally didn't know anything about. So, I think they played fantastically. I think we're definitely going to have a good match here. And they already have an interesting strat coming out here. Obviously, Shadow Fiend Chen was very popular in DAC, made popular by Secret, but then the Drow Ranger pickup here in the 3rd position. It's very different. I'm interested to see where they go with this.
yeah, this is actually a surprising pick. We've seen Drow Shadow Fiend together before, not with much success either. But the way they like to play it, with no one, generally playing something that has a lot of base damage in the middle lane, like a Wind Ranger with a Drow Ranger, that's really solid. And no one's, I think, their strongest player, and I think he is one of the reasons why they're in this position right now. We'll have to see how they play up against the relatively new-ish squad of Alliance. You have Neekwood joining them, Pycat as well, and then Mad's actually going to be drafting for them. So a very different lineup for what we're used to seeing. But we'll have to see how things pan out here. They have the Enigma, the Juggernaut, the Witch Doctor is going to get picked up as well. So solid draft for them at the start here.
Wait, the same Mad from who's now on Team Fire?
I'm pretty sure that's fucking Mad. I'm pretty sure that's him. Because I remember him having that specific.
Oh, icon, the anonymous thing.
Yeah.
Okay, like, I'll take your word for it.
It's like playing with like 4 different teams, dude. I can't keep track of all of it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep. I know how that is. Okay, so he is, and it's funny too that he's drafting. It's like, step aside, guys. Let me draft. So he's got Juggernaut. It was actually a first overall Juggernaut pick, not even just in the first 2, which is very interesting because he just got recently nerfed. By the way, do you know what the actual nerf is? I swear to God, I always look online for where the actual nerf is, and I can't find it.
I have no. I can't remember actually.
God, it's gonna kill me. All right, I have to look somewhere. But yeah, he just got nerfed. He hasn't been picked up as much across the board. But he's obviously still very, very strong. I mean, his ulti's always there.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as good against Chen. In fact, Chen, I think, was primarily picked up anyway in DAC for heroes like Juggernaut.
Right.
When those creeps are all clumped up, you get 4 now. It doesn't really seem that Juggernaut's too powerful against that with the Omni Slash. So
yeah,
it's kind of interesting first overall pickup coming out from Alliance. Enigma, I think that's fine in response to the Chen. I think when one team picks up a Chen or Enigma, it's totally cool to pick up the other respective jungler, main jungler anyway, because you know what they're going to do. You know they're going to play a little bit more greedy. That means you can do it too. So I think that's fine.
That puts you in a position where if you're jungling, you're not necessarily kind of like, we don't have to win these lanes as hard. We don't have to put a lot of pressure on this. We need to just sit back, have our Enigma or Chen farm up an item or 2, and then maybe come out for a gank occasionally. The one thing you'll see a lot with Chen is he'll like to rotate and go for a Spoon Cake early on in the game, maybe 2 to 4 minutes in, depending on who he has in that mid lane with him. But with the Shadow Fiend, we'll see how it works out. Alliance go for the Warlock as their 4th pick. All right, let's go. It's time to have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, his ultimate's pretty devastating. The only problem I see here, or no, I guess not the only problem, but one problem I do see with Warlock is that if he doesn't get off a perfect ultimate in a fight, it's just going to get turned on quickly by Drow Ranger Frost Arrows, and it's just going to die very fast. And they do have a very nice spell to kind of mitigate a lot of the damage coming out initially from the Warlock, which is a Chen heal. So if they're I mean, it's a very nice ability. It's a cool hero with that in mind, but there are ways of dealing with it. So, interesting pickup for the Warlock. Probably going to be seeing a mid, I would imagine. and they probably just want to pick up an offlaner now. So banning out the Visage. There's going to be a Lion here last for Vega. I really like their lineup. It's very well, nice and balanced. They have a good amount of ranged heroes for the Drow. They don't have to have 5. Clockwork's still very good for initiation. I really like this lineup.
Apparently your mic's not on in game. Make you aware of that.
Okay. It
Anyways.
shows the bars coming up. Maybe I'll
just like refresh it. I don't know. Just like refresh it. It does that sometimes. It's finicky.
Sure.
Now, Alliance have Warlock with Shock Enigma, Juggernaut last pick coming out. They have 29-6 left reserve time. This is the last pick in this draft. Again, we have 4 games on tap today. Lots of stuff coming your way. Team Empire versus Virtus Pro after this series is done, after these 2 games are done. So lots of Dota. We were actually scheduled to have 6 games with, I guess, the Water Boys versus another squad that I can't remember. I think it was Asus Polar. Nice. Well, that one's going to get rescheduled. We'll have to wait and see how that one does pan out. Alliance, though, what's their pick going to be? They have Batrider coming out. You talked about it. This is what they're going to grab. And pretty solid last pick. It's a value last pick. You get the Batrider 5th pick. Seems pretty good.
Okay. I tweaked it a bit. Hopefully, let me know if you hear something that maybe it's working. I'm not sure.
All right. I will keep you informed.
Okay, good. So yeah, Batrider here last for Alliance. So that's their initiation tool. They really needed it. I think that's fine. The only issue I have here with the Batrider pickup is when you're running another jungler, if he has a bad time and he has to stay up there, he's not going to get much farm. He can't really, rotate to the jungle to get farm. It's going to be mostly occupied by the Enigma. So that's the only problem I have with drafts that, like for instance, Vega's. Clockwork has nowhere else to go. He's going to be sitting bottom or wherever he wants to,
right?
And kind of be soaking up in that lane. We're going to see a 5-on-5 engagement.
Are they going to fight this? Nico's going to walk forward. He's like, I have Sticky Napalm. I'm a Batrider. I don't really have the best level 1 here. Aki's like, I have level 1 Cask. It's sort of okay. They don't really have much to chase heroes down with. They have like Malefice, which is fine, I guess. But I mean, Vega are just going to back away. They might pop the cogs here. They have Holy Persuasion for the Chen, so that's not really helpful. They get 1 right click off on 9 Paj. Is okay. And just walks away. They do throw up the ward, though, which I don't know if they have sentries. They do. They do have sentries on the Chen. So Arzik, if he knows that ward is there, he can counter it, but...
Does he even really want to, though? Like, it's not really doing much. It's just giving some vision, but it's not really... Actually, it's not even giving a vision of him, like, doing this one camp. So I'm not quite sure about this one.
Oh, they're going to go in upheaval. The spin's going to fly out. Seam of the Slayer getting right-clicked as well. This is a problem. Damage is being taken. The Earth Spike's going to go. And Loda just needs 1 right-click, but it gets slowed down from the Frost Arrows. Seam of the Slayer doesn't have Earth Spike. Loda's going to die. Loda's going to go down in the first blood. The Seam of the Slayer. RC getting chased down. Matt is looking to get this kill. He's got 5 stacks of Napalm. Finally does fall. It's a 2-for-1 trade, but if Tron can get this kill on a Matt... Oh, Nikwa gets the double kill, though. What a huge pickup for the Batrider. It's mayhem. It's unadulterated mayhem up in this top lane, up in the top jungle. What the hell is happening? First blood goes for Vega. 3 kills go for Alliance. Alota doesn't give a damn. His team is feeling good.
He doesn't give a damn at all. And the weirdest thing is that Nikwa, this Batrider I talked about, if he has a bad time, he has to go to the jungle. He just got a first blood double kill. So he's taking a lot of damage. He's got some stacks. Actually, just 1 stack back onto the Lion. And now he's level 2. If he gets more stacks on these heroes, he's actually going to own this lane. So forget what I said about him having problems. He's probably just going to have a, fine dandy old time up here.
That upheaval came out, and then Lotus was like, I have Blade Fury. That doesn't do anything. I'm sorry to tell you. And they just get the kill. Seema is looking for an initiation on Equal. He just Fireflies, though, and Seema can't do anything about it. So, all right, well, that's top lane for you, I guess. Down bottom, 9 Posh trying to contest a pull coming up from Ake. So off to a fast start, but now it's going to settle down. Matt in the jungle, Chen in his own jungle. So a couple of jungling heroes. Pycat mid lane against no one. This feels like an okay matchup for the Warlock, at least early on, because of the amount of base damage he has here and the fact that he has Shadow Word too. It seems pretty good.
It's going to seem good here early on, but as the levels come up on SF, as he hits level 3, and then especially as he hits level 5, it's just going to be all Shadow Fiend. Warlock's not going to have anything to do once Shadow Fiend just double raises and pushes down the creep waves instantly. So this will be a 1 lane by the Shadow Fiend unless he gets some ganks from like Witch Doctor. But even then, it's very difficult to gank heroes that are constantly pushing out lanes, like Shadow Fiend, like a hero like Zeus, for example. So this will be pretty easy for no one.
It'll take a couple levels perhaps, but he should be fine. And Necromastery stacks already, by the way. So he's got 8 last hits. He's actually tied, well, even doing better in terms of CS than Pycat is. There's a bit of a pause Vega having some issues apparently. It was funny at the end of that game between Vega and NIP. They were kind of chirping at each other. There's a lot of, because there were a lot of pauses that game, and both teams got really frustrated at the end of that series. So hopefully the internet issues resolve themselves. Again, we haven't talked about this yet, but obviously, guys, the Twitch season ticket now up and available for DotaPit season number 3, $6.99 on Twitch. Works pretty much like a subscription, except that money will go to the prize pool as well as supporting us here at HighGroundTV. You also get a ton of great emotes. My favorite is DotaPit Ice Frog, please. If you have the emote, please show it off in chat. It's amazing. It's my favorite one by far. All right, we're good to go. We're back in the game. Let's go. HighCat resumes the game. Time to fight.
Yep. Bottom lane, Cogs. Actually, Clockwork is dead. I just caught the tail end of it, but Aki just harassed him enough so that when he tried to go for the rune, he just was way too low. So Alliance off to a really nice start here, 4-1.
Good. Load of free farming down in the bottom lane. Clockwork not really able to contest that much in terms of farm. You look at the top lane. Batrider only has 2 last hits, but he had such a good start because of that early 2 kills, so he's feeling pretty comfortable, and their jungle is going fine as well.
Yeah.
HighCat gets a kill. The Shadow Word coming out. The Shadow Fiend going down in the middle lane. That's actually huge. Stifling the farm of the SF. HighCat somehow getting involved in getting a kill there. He has an ult talisman. His base damage is high. The Shadow Word finishing him off. Just like that. It's 5-1, man.
That's pretty crazy. I wish I would have caught that one, but I mean, you talked about early on in the lane. Yeah, Warlock is pretty good with his attack damage, but I don't think he gets a kill because he has no slow, he has no stun. All the damage that is coming out towards him is completely like known. It's not like a big surprise. He's actually taking a lot of our right-click damage from no one right now, but that must have been a mistake by Shadow Fiend. I don't see how Warlock gets a solo kill without like phase boost.
Oh, Aki gonna get solo killed. Maybe the Cogs coming out. The battery salt. Aki turns around. He does throw up the casket, and he actually survives. He's gonna stay alive at 30 HP. Meanwhile, they're gonna go on the Batrider. Nico getting caught out. The right click. The Frost Arrows. They bring in our Zeke. The Firefly still going Test of Faith. Not enough damage. It's only level 1 Test of Faith. The damage max is 100 at its first level, and I don't think he got good RNG based off that. How unfortunate. Very close to getting those 2 kills, and they just can't convert. Can't get it done. Bottom lane? Okay, never mind. Just some right click going between 9 Posh and Loda.
Yeah, that's that's really unfortunate. Chen does hit level 3. Kind of slow for a Chen. But he's been trying to move around, trying to help out. He's actually checking top rune right now. He's got a Centaur to help secure it. It's going to be just the bounty, and then just the illusions bottom. But, yeah, off to a good start as Alliance. I didn't think that it would be this good. Obviously, they had a double kill first blood for the Batrider, who's got his Tranquils now. Taking a little bit of damage, but he's really, really fast and has some good armor.
That might be able to bring him down. Tron's going to work, but it's just not enough damage. Tron's only level 4, so no marksmanship to come out. 9 Posh was like walking up to the high ground and was very dangerously close to getting cast and killed. Loda is sitting at 27 CS, so he is feeling very good right now in terms of what he has in CS's last hits. That might get caught out. Centaur Conquerors won't get the stomp off because they aren't going to be in range. The Flame Break actually pushed them back, so it's just they actually throw the Warlock Golem onto no one in the middle, and then they throw the Shadow Word up as well. Look at that damage. He's gonna fall to the Shadow Word here. He can bottle up, but he only has 1 charge. He's gonna fall. And HighCat now on a killing spree as this Warlock has 1,000 gold to bank and is gonna put some damage to the tier 1 tower mid.
Well, this is a disaster for Vega. Absolute disaster. I mean, if anything, I thought that the Shadow Fiend would have a good time, but HighCat's just simply outplaying him. I think that's all there is to it. Like I haven't seen. I saw a double damage rune bottom, but I want to say the Witch Doctor picked it up after he killed Clock. Although
look at this smoke. They're gonna wrap in on. Seema's gonna go in. There's gonna be the Centaur Conqueror stomp. They're gonna get the kill on bottom of the Clockwork, but they will trade. They get the Clockwork mid. Meanwhile, Neekwood gonna rotate in. They have the Golem. No one might. He's deciding who to go on, but he doesn't have last year's level 4. Our Zeke is getting chased down, but he's actually too fast with boots. Neekwood can't catch up to him. They're gonna Malefice. Eidolons have already been used. In fact, they're on cooldown. He has the mana for it if he wants to with the Soul Ring, but decides against creating a Centaur Conqueror Eidolon. Meanwhile, bottom lane, 9 Posh rotates back in. It's so hard to keep track of what's happening on this map. There's action everywhere. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that gank onto the Warlock was successful, but they also lost the Lion in the same engagement. So, in a sense, like obviously it was worth it for just that one, but they also got another kill elsewhere too. Bottom lane, Loda in a tiny little bit of trouble. Ake still has that double damage rune.
HighGround is just chasing after Ake.
It's a level 3 battery assault. I think he's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to get into Roche deny himself. No such luck. Nice kill coming out from 9posh. Like, they're getting a couple kills here and there. The good thing is that Loda's been stifled in terms of his CS for a bit, and Tron's now up to 40. He's also level 6 with his marksmanship, so that's something to get going. And they also have the Shadow Fiend able to rotate to the jungle and get a couple of creep camps, but... Bottom lane,
actually...
Alphys is going to come out. Can they use Hole here? Matt's thinking about it. He decides against it, though. He could have gone for Hole there and probably gotten that kill, but the cogs were in his way.
Yeah, they were also in Loda's way. Speaking of, he actually goes in.
But there's actually Ake to help him out with the cast coming through. Okay, well.
That was
happening, man.
Good, right place, right time there for Ake, because with level 3 battery assault, I think Enigma could actually be in some trouble. But yeah, it actually would have been hard for Loda to get that kill too, because he would have had to like walk in a very awkward path to actually get some more auto attacks onto that clockwork through the black hole. So there's a smoke ink actually up top. They need to get him stunned instantly. There's actually the slow from the Drow. There's a lot of damage actually coming out. So this damage up in this top lane is very real. They could actually maybe transfer this to a tower push as well. Chen does just ding level 5. Tower push actually comes out bottom here with the side of Alliance. Let's see if they can get some kind of trade here though.
They might want to defend this. They glyph it up. They rotate the Enigma, who has no mana. He's gonna Soul Ring now. He actually had mana at the black hole, but he's just gonna push this back with the Eidolons in. Tron's not able to take the tower, so it's actually a trade in terms of you get a kill top lane, but you lose your tier 1 tower bottom lane. That'll provide some gold for Loda, who just goes back to farming, gets the Bounty Rune. He also has Omni Slash, but it's only level 1. Hycat picked up a Midas, by the way. We see this a lot in Warlocks.
Yeah.
In the mid lane. You generally see you just go like boots and then into Midas, essentially, in that middle lane after you get a couple ults off or something.
Yeah, and he had a really good time, so he didn't even need the phase boots. That's the crazy thing. Like, I imagine if you're getting kills, it's probably with a really fast phase boots. You had a really great time, levels 1 through 4. But no, he just had a great time from the get-go. And so he's got Midas, no phase boots. And then there's pretty much no other deviant from this build, like you said. It's Midas, Ags, Refresher. That's pretty much it. And it works most of the time. And then Loda, he's going actually for a little bit of a different build too, for Juggernaut. As he's actually got 3 into Blade Fury. This is a little bit different from what we normally see with just the 1 spell into it and then prioritizing stats over it or something like that. Stats or healing word or what have you. And he's actually got treads over the phase too, so a little bit different build for him too.
I think the thing is, they changed the agility gain actually in the last patch, which that's one of the things they changed for Juggernaut. They're going to rock in the mid lane. The Golem's going to come out, and they're going to use the upheaval as well. They pop off the ultimate. The Requiem goes the double raise coming out, but no one will only get Neeko with the single mid raise. Now the Omni Slash coming through, but it's level 1. If you're out as well, they lose to Neeko and Ake both dead. Loda's going to fall. It looks like one right click. The high ground miss. A high ground miss from no one. He can't get the kill. Mad's going to black hole, but it's on to 1. Arzik walks into it. The Gust goes as well, and now they're on the run. They're on the run. Loda going to get Frost Arrow down. He's in the trees. And he will survive, but it's still a disastrous fight for Alliance at a really good turnaround from Vega.
Yeah, do you see how kind of useless the Warlock ulti feels when it's like, when everyone's there ready to go and the Chen heal comes out? It feels like it did nothing right there, and then they just turned onto them. That's kind of the one thing I feared of this lineup. Obviously, it's very devastating when it's on solo heroes or when you don't count the golems die instantly or ways to heal yourself, but that was just with a Chen heal too. He doesn't even have mech yet, which he's going to have in 250, so if he's there ready to go the next time that happens again, I don't think it's going to be too devastating, honestly. Even though Pycat owned his lane, he's 4-1, the golem just didn't feel that effective.
It really just felt underwhelming. And to take another look at the replay, we are going to send it over to our man, our production dude, in behind the booth. Pitmunkle, what's up?
Well, here we go, boys. Alright, let's take another look at the instant replay feature coming up. So first of all, a great engagement was actually a really nice golem, but yeah, as Mod just pointed out, well, there is a Hand of God, and also a really nice Requiem, and the Rattle Trap was just making quick work of everyone on the backline, so actually no Loda, yes, he could join the fight, but he was completely separated, and as such, well, everything just didn't work out as it should be. So back to you, Mod, to the live broadcast.
And as we get back to the broadcast, first of all, thank you, Pimp, for giving us that update. Now we're going to see a Smoke of the Sea gang into the Roche pit. Not so much of a gang, more so just a Smoke into Roche. We'll see no one actually going for Roche. They say, hi, how are you doing, Roche? What's up, man? We're going to take your Aegis, buddy. And all right. Oh, nice smoke coming out. I don't think, yeah, Alliance have no idea this is happening. They're just kind of farming at this point.
You know, it's funny, I was looking at Drow's farm, I'm like, dude, this Drow is really under-farmed, but then I also looked, it's like 11 minutes. Doesn't it feel like it's 20 minutes to you
It
or
does.
something?
Yeah. I think it's just because of the amount of stuff that happened earlier on in this game, in terms of just fighting. Like, first 2
like
minutes
level
were
1
crazy.
engagement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hookshot's gonna go in, he's gonna catch Ake between Loda. Somehow he gets the beautiful hookshot. Loda's gonna have to back away, gets gusted, not Blade Fury. Oh, what a disaster. That silence so good against Jug early on. He has no way to get out of it. Blade Fury's not gonna help you there. They take 2 kills. Not only do they get Roshan, but they get huge set of kills down bottom lane.
Yeah, you know what this feels like? Every single time I see a game like this where they lose out in the lanes or they get just massacred level 1 like Vega did, I feel like it's a draft thing, don't you think? Like I feel like this is just all working very nicely together for Vega. All their heroes coincide with one another.
Yeah.
We've seen this SF plus Chen combo for so many games from Team Secret and DAC. It worked out wonders. People were banning it first phase against them just because of how strong the Requiem plus the heal is. Whereas I feel like Alliance it doesn't really feel like it all fits together. Maybe they're waiting for that extra that one key item. Maybe it's the Batrider. Maybe it's Sneak while getting a blink or something. But I mean, you would think he would have a better time with the first blood double kill that he himself had. But,
you talked about it though. He couldn't go back to the jungle to farm up his blink dagger. That's becoming an issue. They're gonna Omni Slash on a 9 Posh, and he probably falls here. I don't know if you go on this now. If you're on Vega, they're gonna use a Razor too. But there's the Death Ward. It's gonna get silenced immediately. Coming out, the Gust from Tron goes to work. Equal looking for an initiation again. No blink dagger. Firefly already on cooldown. Tron getting chased down. He has Aegis. And he's probably going to die once, if not twice. They might try to counter-engage on this. They have Finger. Upheaval's going to go. Blade Fury, they're going to Finger up, and Mad just gets obliterated. Now Loda, there's going to hand it God. Tron trying to get up, but there's going to be the cancel of the TP coming out from the Golem. Requiem's going to go. Loda's going to get blown up. Nice turn coming in the raise as well. They have to kill this Golem. They do get it down, but there's the Aegis expended. Ake now getting right-click. No one. Solo going to work. Now Arseek. He's in the squad. He's ready to fight. Another Requiem, the passive one coming out. Now Neequa gonna get right-click down, and it's a disaster again for Alliance. It's getting turned on its head, and Vega come out ahead. Absolutely. What a fight. Oh, my lord.
The funniest part is that I thought the Lion, I was like, what are you doing, Lion? And he went back, got the kill. I was like, oh, okay. He was looking for that easy kill in Enigma. And he lived for so long because the upheaval was being channeled the whole time, and they just didn't care about this Lion who had like no HP and already used his finger. So
well, Black Hole middle lane, and Seema walks into it actually. Loda's gonna Blade Fury up, but 9 Posh is just, he doesn't care. He's gonna throw up the hook shot and actually survives. The Idolon can't get the kill. How does that happen? Meanwhile, they're gonna right-click Pycat down. The cast going through. Ake's still alive. 1 Frost Tower going from Tron, but again, across the map, things are happening. If I didn't have Pitmuckle, I wouldn't know what's happening. Malphus is going to go into Mad. Mad's going to walk into the trees. Loda has no Omni Slash. Tron's alone. He doesn't have Aegis. No Gust available. Cask's going to fly through. Tron is about to fall. They finally get a big kill. There's the spike from Seema the Slayer. Loda's still chasing after Seema. Can't quite get there. And he's going to back up towards the tower.
Well, there's the blink on Bat. So it's about a 15-minute blink, which is much later than normal. But this is where I think things need to change for Alliance. So they've been struggling in these team fights, but if they can get a nice, clean pick-off on one and make the team fight 4v5 and then still have a Rock Golem, it could definitely change the pace of this game. So while things have looked pretty good for Vega in team fights, I think this Batrider blink pickup could really set the tone now for the rest of the game for Alliance.
Yeah, but can you imagine what would happen if they got this at like 10 minutes instead of say 15?
Or like 7 minutes. I mean,
yeah.
Universe, one of the most impressive bats I've seen. Just straight up, like, it wasn't like he had a good lane in this last game I saw him play Batrider. He just, went to the jungle, maybe went top a little bit, had like a 6.5 blink or something like that. It was crazy. So, yeah, relatively late, all things considered, but he has it now. So.
Not necessarily the timing, it's what you can get done with it. We'll see how it turns out for the Batrider currently. 15 minutes into the game, certainly feels a lot longer than that. We talked about it earlier, but We'll see if they want to group up here, try to get this push going. No one's going to walk in. He already has his Yule Scepter, 2,000 gold in the bank as well. Matt and Loda's still sitting middle lane. Loda has his Mask of Madness. He's level 11, so he has his level 2 Omni Slash, but he doesn't have much else in terms of itemization, whereas the Drow has got a Yash at this point. Just a Morbid Mask, so I guess it's pretty... Actually, you look at Loda's net worth, 5,700, the Drow's at 7,000, and then the highest, of course, is going to be that Shadow Fiend with the Yule Scepter, so... Right now, you look at the lead here, and Vega have it for about a 3,000 net worth lead. They also have a 2,000 experience lead as well. So they're in an okay position here.
Yeah, as long as someone doesn't get picked off right off the get-go without other spells being cast to like help them. For instance, Batrider Lasso goes on to the the Lion, and then the Clockwork isn't able to come back in to help with a hook shot. I think that Alliance would be okay, but. Yeah, Vega's just... Their 5-on-5 is very, very strong with Mech Hand of God. Like, it's really, really strong. The Yule Scepter on Shadow Fiend is very strong as well.
They actually get a Blink Lasso, finally. Is 9 Posh going to die? Oh, he should be dead here. He's got a Cog. He's going to try to TP. That's not going to happen. He's going to get Omni Slash. I don't know if that's necessary, but they get the kill, so I guess it is. But now they're going to rotate mid. And, I mean, that's the trade-off. You lose a tier 1 tower. I mean, they're going to lose Matt as well. The Finger's going to come out the ensnare. They actually keep him alive. Mech is up as well. They Cyclone the Golem. The Yule's onto the Golem, and now they're going to right-click it down after they get the tower. That upheaval is doing nothing. The Gust actually misses on everyone. Now RZ getting caught up. Black Hole onto 2. They have no Gust, but they're going to right-click it down. Netward going in. They're going to actually get RZ. He's still alive. Matt about to fall. Seema gets that kill, but no one is going to work with the Raze. Is still alive. Lotus here. Going to get hexed up, but Seema the Slayer getting chased down now as well. Gus goes through, misses the silence on the Loda. They're still diving here. Look at where Noah is. He has to TP out. He pops the regen root. It actually gets canceled by... Gonna Yules? Right a blink? Yeah, he does. What a beautiful play. Yules blink away and actually TP out. That was nice. Not bad.
Yeah, it seems like Drow was maybe on a different page with them. He was like full everything, but Shadow Fiend was trying to fight. He went in with the Requiem. Right clicks afterwards, did a lot of damage. It was a nice black hole actually by Enigma. Like he was already taking a lot of damage. I think he got like stun fingered right from the get-go, and then kind of still stood around the fight, ran around the trees, found a nice position to get that off. If they had an Omni Slash there, I think it actually goes much differently. As you were mentioning, I thought that was a little bit of a waste up top too by Loda. But maybe he was scared that he TPs in the trees, they don't have vision of him, and that would have been pretty devastating. So wanted to secure the kill, but. He'll have it another 26 seconds. Actually, a lasso on to the Clockwork.
Again, gets caught out and dead. That's unfortunate. I don't know why he's in that position to begin with. That's the enemy jungle. They have very little ward or vision around that area, so kind of gets caught out. Easy kill. Now the Admin Scepter is done for Pycat as well. But on the other side of things, there's Manta for the Drow Ranger, so...
Yeah, and you see, man, like those golems come out. If they just focus for a second, they die. Like instantly.
Yes.
The Drow damage from Drow herself, and just the right click from SF. So, yeah, they have to be a really bit scared about that. 2 golems now, I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And once you get 4 golems, it's going to be really, really hard. So once that refresher comes out, it could be scary. But like I said, if Clockwork's there, ready to go with a like I mean, if they, for instance, if they initiate and kill the Warlock, I think they just win the fight right away. So I mean, if you're Vega, you're looking to do that, obviously.
Yeah, they smoke up and they want to keep the pressure on too. This is what they're going to head over towards the bottom lane here, and this could be big. Everyone from Alliance are kind of just farming and doing their own thing, but they're going to get caught out. It looks like if the Clockwork is in front. Oh, he's actually sitting in the back. Seema's going to look to jump in. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger, and Aka's going to get caught out. And Matt makes the right decision. He's going to TP out. He'll make it away. Loda is kind of in no man's land. He doesn't have a TP scroll. I don't think they saw him, though. They don't have an Observer Ward for the Dire team. They will check and see Roche. He's up. So they get one quick pick off, and then think about Roshing afterward.
Okay, Manta comes out from Jera. I thought maybe they were going to try to do something crazy here onto him. But, yeah, nice timing on the Roche, too. So here comes an illusion. Maybe Loda scouts it out, but I think this is going to die so fast when Drow gets here that it won't even be in time. Yeah, Batrider can't even do anything getting there. It's just gonna
Gonna
die
be
way too
dead.
quickly.
They're gonna smoke in. They're gonna try to fight this, but the cogs are in the way. Roche is pretty much dead at this point. They're gonna Firefly now. They're looking for a lasso. They won't find one. Drow picks up the Aegis. Golems do come out. 9 Posh forcing. Gonna try to get Matt. Hexed up. Finger of Death is gonna go. Omni Slash going through. Bouncing to a couple, but doesn't get a single kill. They ensnare load up, but actually the Golem's doing so much work. That's the Aegis. The Requiem on the high ground, and no one gets the race to get the kill. Ake right in the middle of things. He's gonna get right-clicked down. 3 dead, and these Golems are about to fall as well if they're not careful. Sima is actually getting pummeled by these bad boys. Arzik barely lives. He TPs away, and still the Golems will fall. Earthspike actually doesn't do anything. Tron looking to get involved. There's the Frost Arrow. They take both of the Golems down, and that's with 2 Golems, and they can't get a single kill, man.
You see those Golems just die so fast. They were just a little bit late to the party. Like the nice Clockwork cogs, as we saw there from the Clockwork player. What's his name? 9 Posh Buashu or something like that.
Yeah, just call him 9 Posh. That's what I do.
9 Posh. Yeah, it really kind of gave them enough time. Batrider was not in the right position. He was way far bottom, so he couldn't get there in time. And the Omni Slash coming out from Jug was like so unfortunate, man. It divided onto like 3 different heroes and then some creeps. And it wasn't even like in a close range. It was like 300 range jump, 300 range jump, and another 300. It was just really shitty for him. So it was just, they were just a little bit late to the party. Had they been there a little bit earlier, I think they could have taken the fight before Roshan died, and it would have been much different. But Roshan already died. The Clockwork bided some time with the cogs, and even though the Shadow Fiend was up onto the ledge, he just did enough damage to the Requiem to kind of fend them off.
No one has had a heck of a game, honestly. He got solo killed a couple times early on in the game when he was mid, but since then, like, his Requiems have been on point. His right clicks, his raises have been really good. He's gotten a couple of double raises, which have been nice. And at this point, they have a pretty big lead. 7,500 is nothing to scoff at. They also have a lot of late game. They have a lot of right click damage. The Drow and Shadow Fiend together do some work. Jug's going in Manta style, which is the right decision in this game because of Gust and the silence, but they get a tier 1 tower. Is there anything else they can get on the back end of this? Vega's like, well, let's just do something. We're going to sit here as a team. Maybe think about smoking. Although Sima does have a Blink Dagger now, that's pretty huge. He also has level 2 Finger as well after that fight. But I think if you're Vega,
yeah.
I don't know, you just maybe farm a bit more and then try to go again.
I think you can farm out you farm out the Aegis, and they still have. Wait, no, they lost.
They lost in that fight. Yeah,
the Drow died. That's right. And Drow actually picks up a Blink Dagger too. I really like the Blink on Drow. I think it just gives her a new element of utility to kind of initiate fights or run away. And I think that's something that Drow needs when she's very susceptible to kill, or to being killed, I should say. But yeah, I'm worried too for this Enigma, because the no BKB, and even if he does have a BKB, he can still get canceled by not only the Clockwork the Clockwork Hook, but the Dark Troll Summoner that actually goes through BKB, I believe, the nets.
Yep.
And so if he's on point and he has those, and he has 4 creeps to get him, so he has a lot of options. It's a very difficult game to play Enigma, so. And that Lion is prioritizing him every single time. If you watch, I just see a finger onto the Enigma every single time.
The Matt will walk up and Lion just says, "Hey, how are you, buddy? Just let me give you this finger real quick." It's unfortunate. Blade Fury, Manta Sal, Seam of the Slayer has blinked in a couple seconds, but the illusions are actually canceling it. And they could Yules him. Instead, the hookshot comes in and actually gets canceled. That was awkward. Cogs go through. 9 Posh is gonna get cast, but he's okay for the time being. Hookshot's still down for 44 seconds. No Aghanim Scepter for the Clockwork, so that fight kind of breaks apart before it even happens. They just go back to farming at this point. They can maybe try to take the tier 2 tower. I don't know if they want to fight into Golem, into Enigma ult, into Juggernaut ult. It looks like they just back away and they're going to head back across the river.
Yeah, they brought all 5 members from Alliance back, so they're out farming and they're making them move around. These creeps are taking some damage from... Okay, no, they're being recalled. God, that's such a... Ever since it happened, that ability...
That change is amazing.
Oh, Batrider's going in!
He's going to get Requiem. He's going to stay alive. They pop the BKB. He's slowed up. They don't have a Center Conqueror Stomp. They blink forward, and Neek was dead anyways, so... no one uses his BKB charge to get that kill. It's a 10-second charge, but at the same time, they do pick up a pretty big kill. He's dead for 48 seconds, and now they're going to hookshot in. They're even going to follow this up onto Pycat.
Oh,
Pycat has no mobility. He's going to be stuck in these cogs. He gets blown up. Meanwhile, the finger goes in onto Ake, who just dies within seconds. I didn't even see it happen. I just know there's a dead Witch Doctor somewhere on the ground here, and they're going to take a tier 2 tower mid and maybe even bottom after 3 kills.
Yeah, I think the Lions been playing really well. Like, it's easy sometimes to get kind of a little bit giddy when you see a kill like that. Nice hook shot, and you're like, oh, kill him. But instead he's looking for the and one, and he finds it. So he's really using his spells a lot better. That was a very weird jump in there by the Batrider. Just got a little bit cocky, honestly, and bit off more than he could chew. And it was just a nice response from no one. Quick Yules, KB, I think it was totally fine for him to use it there. And look at this. All of a sudden with those quick pickoffs, they're maybe in some jeopardy with their Rex. And
I think this Rex is gone. Melee Rex at least should fall. They're going to jump in. Nico actually gets hexed as the last one goes through. They'll finish off the Melee Rex. That's all they really want. Tron's going to get sent home. Casking's going to go, but he's gone. Nineposh might be the sacrificial lamb. Deathward's going to come out, not really doing any damage. Hookshot goes into Nineposh. There's the Omni Slash. It'll catch onto RC, so they're going to get 2 kills, actually. But for a Melee Rex, I think you'll take that any day of the week if you're Vega here.
Yeah, plus the Omni Slash was used. At least they didn't use the Warlock ulti. If they did, that could have been actually not even worth it at all for Alliance. Still, at the end of the day, Vega got the Rex. It's the melee ones, too. It's not just the range Rex. It's the melee ones, the more important ones. Honestly, it's when you get the melee racks, because sometimes you can just... The creep wave will itself get the range racks because it can never regen. So, one thing to think about. They're pushing up mid. No lasso for 24, but this mid tower is very, very low. Sure, coming out from Loda. He's actually quite farmed now that I look at his items. Not doing too badly. He's only about 1,000 gold behind. Oh, that's
man, that was a sweet play, but that unfortunately is not a real hero. Yeah, Loda could easily take this game over, honestly. We've seen him do it in the past, and if he can get some more farm, he could absolutely just Omni Slash and go to work. But it's gonna be a while, I think.
I mean, yeah, he could take this over. I mean, he's got a ton of farm. Juggernaut scales really nicely with items because of any kind of hero that has that kind of passive crit or innate crit ability is very, very strong with items. And like I said, the Warlock, as long as if he can stay in the fights before he gets picked off, they obviously always have the team fight potential with the Black Hole and Warlock ulti. It's just, and actually the pick-off potential from Batrider too. It's just a matter of when we see those 1 kill and then one and then 2, all kind of trickled one after the other. It's just they stand no chance. So just have to make sure they don't get picked off.
Byproduct of Vega's lineup, though, they have that potential, whereas Alliance, they're more so we have to fight together with our big team fighting ultimates, otherwise this is not going to work out. So,
well,
they're
they do have potential with the Batrider grab, but that's about it. Like that's, and we saw it was the last pick, I believe, from Alliance was the Bat.
Yes.
And that was their initiation tool, but they haven't been too successful with it, honestly. So hopefully Nico can find a little bit better openings. He's working towards the BKB, which is very, very important. And it'll be much easier, I think, once he gets that.
Being a BKB, Drow Ranger picks up one himself, so they have 2 BKBs now for Vega at this point, and that's pretty nice. They're also building Ags on a couple of heroes. Specifically, Chen has one in about 400 gold. Then at that point, you get a Granite Golem and have 50% extra HP, which is, I don't know, it's pretty good. That's pretty solid.
I know. I look at these lineups with Chen SF or Chen whatever, and I'm like, okay, Chen's good. You think about, wow, he got buffed, he can move his creeps around. And then you're like, oh yeah, the Granite Golem. That's the shit that makes him real OP. Or at least feel OP. It gives so much HP, man. And those things don't die. Like, they might be the slowest creep in the game, but they don't die.
They're the slowest, dumbest looking creep in the game by far, but they do so much in terms of actually bringing stuff to the fight, so...
Yeah, you can play the little tuba song behind them, the doom. They're just so damn slow.
Ah, man, they're almost as dumb as Mud Golems. Meanwhile, they're gonna look for a kill bottom lane. Tron actually just put the game sense TPs away. Roche is gonna be up at 25 seconds. This was the right time to smoke. Unfortunately, Alliance couldn't find a hero to transition into a kill and then into a Roche opportunity, so... Vega will back up. Nineposh, Arzeek, as well as Sima. They're sitting pretty much right at their high ground. Finally, no one will venture out to the jungle as it does spawn again. And he has got an ultimate orb, which might be the start of a Scotty. We'll see what he goes for.
For who? For whom, I should say?
The SF.
The SF. Yeah, Scotty. This is like the tried and true new build for Shadow Fiend. It's nice. It gives him so much utility. I think that's what it's all about. It's utility and just tankiness. And so it's very difficult to kill him. And while he doesn't have the most right-click damage with this build, one, he's got a Drought Aura, which is pumping out an extra 61 damage on top of the already 72 bonus damage he gets from Necromastery. It's basically a free 130 damage for nothing. It's insane. So he doesn't really have to build damage, especially in this kind of lineup. It's really nice.
I thought he wasn't even close to that, but he just picked up the Scotty outright 20 seconds ago. They're going to find 9 Posh? What?
Whoa.
Nikwa? What happened?
Doesn't go for the grab.
He, like, thought about it for a second. It almost looked like he got stunned. And then he just didn't pull the trigger. That's awkward.
Yeah, maybe
All
he
right.
blinked there not expecting to get it and just kind of caught him off guard. I don't know, but... Oh well. Maybe he was scared Chen was there to just be ready with a fast send back or something. But either way, Chen has the Axe. Not going to find the Grenic Golem just yet. It's that crappy Ancient Black Dragon. That thing is... Whoa, he's got
useless.
splash damage.
He says 64 base damage. It's like, oh, wow. Look at this damage I have. No, it doesn't do anything. But Tron actually blinks into the Roche pit. Lions start thinking about jumping in. Nikwa has Blink Lasso if necessary. They back out. He does a small chunk of damage to Roshan, and they're just not comfortable fighting yet. They don't have the lineup. They don't have the right initiation for Vega, so they'll back away. They're going to counter ward quickly. About going again.
The problem with this is I think Vega could just sit here because they need to go back mid and push this out. Like I said, this is the melee racks down, so any little bit of chip damage onto the other racks is going to be permanent. Whereas the other way around, when most of the time teams focus on the range racks, if it dies, they're okay letting a little bit of damage come onto their melee racks because it'll always regen. But someone will eventually have to, as the Enigma does go back temporarily to make some Eidolons, but these will die relatively quickly to these more powerful creeps. They might even make their way back.
They're going in.
Vex.
Nikwa is actually going to get a lasso, but he gets obliterated by the right click. They get the double golems are on the cliff, and Seema might fall, but he can't do anything else with those golems. He'll go into 9 Posh, but at that point, does it really matter? Meanwhile, on the other side of things, no one going to work on Loda, but Loda's already done a lot of damage. Mad getting caught out, though, and now Loda's damage is gone. No Omnis left, and he's getting right clicked down by him and Tron. The double kill, the 4 dead on Alliance's side. There's even a gem on the high ground, but who cares? These golems are just sitting here like idiots. They can't do anything. Oh, Pycat. How unfortunate.
Oh, man. New
No.
meta wards.
Oh, my God.
I love Vega because they love to all chat.
Yeah, dude. They don't have a problem with it. Oh, man, that's hilarious. And Tron actually just blinks up into the high ground. He's like, yeah, I'll just take this gold. He is taking a lot of damage. He'll Manta, though. And he'll stay alive.
Yeah. Did you see that gif of Hal from Newbie dying to a golem 1v1? It was the funniest shit ever.
That was like the beginning of DAC, right?
Yeah, where everyone still thought Newbie was good. Like, apparently I talked to her because he said that they just don't care at all. Like they were just laughing about every loss and just.
I mean, they're like
didn't care.
millionaires. I don't know if they should. I don't know if they need to care.
Yeah.
We're rich.
I sleep with money by my side.
I heard they only play like the Moes and stuff at this point.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it just kind of sucks as it's like one of those instances where it's like you win so much money and you start to not care anymore. But anyway.
Well, folks, we're into a pause. The game's been pretty good about pauses thus far. We only had one early on in the game, and pretty good game, honestly. Vega, they had a really struggling early game. We talked about their lanes. They didn't do very well. SF died a couple of times. Top lane was okay. Bottom lane was kind of a disaster for 9 Posh, but eventually they turned it around, and they got Roche with the Smoke of Deceit gank. There was one fight that was specifically bad, I think. I can't remember where it was, but before the Roshan, there was a bad fight, and then after that, Vega just kind of snowballed out of control. Pycat something.
Sorry. Yeah, no, he definitely just straight up owned in the mid lane. Like, he definitely won. When I feel like, yeah, he has better auto attack, both damage early on, and his animation's very, very good, but I did not expect him to win that, because Shadow Fiend, he was actually already doing pretty well in the first couple of, like, waves. If there's any time a Warlock totally dominates in the first 2 levels, and you might look at the CS score and it might be like something like 9-2 to like 3-2 or something like that. You're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, Warlock has better damage and better attack animation. But then you're like, okay, once SF hits 3 or 5, he can just start spamming out raises. But no, SF was doing fine. He was like neck and neck. So I don't know what happened. I was looking at somewhere else because there were so many kills happening this game in the early game that we missed it. But
It felt like every 5 seconds, Pimp was like, top lane, Bottom lane. I can't keep up with this. Hello? People were dying all over the damn place. Which is totally fine. A lot of action. 48 kills in the game currently at 33 minutes in, so it's pretty exciting. Apparently we're good to go, though. Alliance is going to unpause. Pycat had some issues. We're not sure what. But speaking of Pycat, by the way, he almost has... He actually has enough money for a refresh orb if he wants to buy it. So we'll see if he saves for buyback or not. Ready to go. He's ready to get involved. I think double golems could be pretty devastating. It might be what turns this game around for Alliance.
Yeah, it can be. Like I said, the one thing that you do have to worry about, though, is if you don't kill them initially with these double golems and totally hold them in place with upheaval right afterwards, if they back up just for a second and just get a little bit of slow onto them, whether it's from the Drow Ranger Frost Aura or Frost Arrows or the Shadow Fiend Scotty, those will die in like 2 seconds. The auto attack damage is too much from this Drow. It's too damn high from this Drow and this SF. So that's the one thing you have to be careful about. They can couple that with a quick Batrider lasso. They'll be fine, but yeah, you see these golems, man, they just get trucked.
Easier said than done for Alliance right now. They do decide to buy out the Fresh Orb, so if Warlock dies before getting his ultimate off, the game is probably over.
It's over, yeah.
Hookshot actually misses from 9Posh, and he doesn't have a second one to work with. They're going to blink Lasso. The Hex up on the Batrider. He's able to force out, though. Get forced out, rather. Tron, Omni-Slash goes. What happened? It didn't go for very far. He mantis it out, and he still has Aegis to work with as well. Golems are down. Double Golems now as well. Now the Death Ward coming out. Matt doesn't have Black Hole for a couple of minutes here. 9Posh taking a lot of damage. Tron pops his BKB. No one's going to get right-clicked down by these Golems. He can't get anything done. The Requiem's going to fly. They can't even take the tier 3 tower. Sima getting Malphus as well. Good defense so far from Alliance. Sima's going to get sent back home. Tron's going to gust out. Actually doesn't hit on anybody, but they cannot get the kill on Sima. Arzik forces out. Meanwhile, getting chased down by the rest of the squad. They are on the hunt. They're ready to go. Loda already used Omni-Slash, though. Blink. No lasso. Hand of God's going to get popped. Arzik is like, well, is anyone going to help me? Now I'll try to TP. He gets bashed up instead by Loda. And Arzik is going to fall. Nice defense from Alliance. They're not done yet. It's a very big fight coming out. In fact, 9Posh getting chased down as well, but he should be okay. Might even try to turn on this. Sima and Tron are going to walk out, but decide against going to the mid lane.
Yeah, maybe Pitmonk can help us, because I don't know what happened with the Omni-Slash either. I was looking at something else just for a second. I saw it just stop. So that was really awkward. That was with a kind of botched Omni-Slash too. And that was actually with not the best Batrider lasso as well. He got hexed, I believe, in the middle of it, and he has a BKB coming up, not just yet. But what was really the biggest problem was, like, the cogs kind of blocked the Shadow Fiend in, and he had 4 golems hitting him, and he just kind of stood there, and he had nowhere to go. So he died, and he couldn't do anything. Even if he popped the cheese, he was still going to die regardless, just because he was kind of trapped in there by cogs, 4 golems. So it was a really nice fight with Alliance, and they still didn't use, or they didn't efficiently use the Batrider lasso. They didn't efficiently use the Omni-Slash too.
Well, big sense of that fight. We're going to send it back over to Pitmonk with the replay. Pimp, what's up?
Alright, boys. So, actually, I just got detail on a bit on the actual replay, and what had been noteworthy, the Omni-Slash, yeah, didn't do that much, but it forced out everything from the Drow Ranger. And, of course, well, double golems were absolutely amazing and essential in actually stopping everything happening right there, and Shadow Fiend couldn't ult, like, for seconds, and that's pretty much what happened there, and very nice positioning, especially from the guys over at Alliance. And I have to say, well, the line nerf came into huge effects there. Back to you, Maud.
Yeah, well, that Hex change, pretty big. And they are going to... This is the smart play from Alliance, though. Or rather, from Vega. They know that Alliance's golems are down for 20 seconds. They have a short window of time before those golems are back up. They can try to defend. This is going to be easier said than done. By the time they get to the high ground, those golems are actually going to be back up. And they'll have Black Hole Veil. They'll also have the Omni-Slash ready to go. They'll have Lasso. They'll have everything at their disposal. This is not going to be easy. Yule's coming out. Looks like the Enigma's trying to walk to the high ground. Gets Earthspike. They're going to jump in there, fingering him. He does have buyback. He might have to use it. Lasso doesn't go off. Niqua gets hookshotted on. Now it's turning into a disaster. Niqua's going to fall. They force out the buyback from that. They have to back away. 9Posh getting caught out. Malphus is going to go. They do force him down, but they can't get to the low ground. 9Posh getting sent back, but not in time. Loda gets the bash off. RZ, now they're going to chase after him with the golems. Gus is gonna go, but now it's turning into a disaster. Upheaval, no one pops the BKB, but there's the black hole. The Requiem is about to go out. Black hole does get cancelled, but no one gets smashed up. No one's gonna fall as well. Yulsip is gonna go out. They can't fight this. They cancel the TP from Seema the Slayer. He's about to go down with the gem in tow. Alliance, they hold it again. The golems, the black hole, everything too good. He blinks away, but how long will he survive? I don't think very long. They're still chasing him down. He's going to try to get to the low ground. No force F. He actually gets flame broken to the low ground. Not that it matters. He's going to get Firefly. Cask is going to go. Gems on the deck. Nick will seize it there. He'll pop it. Yeah, he'll put down his TP scroll. And with that being said, 4 dead on Vega, 0 on Alliance. They do use 2 buybacks, but well worth it.
Man, they're just...
Mid lane. Oh.
And mid lane. Ooh. Yeah, actually, there's still some damage coming on to Pycat. There's a lot of it. Nope, he actually just not enough. So he blinks away, uses the Meta Loda, who is friggin' fast at 497 movement speed. The blink was already used, 5 seconds, Hand of God comes out, but he's not going to pursue. But they're not respecting, 1, Loda's damage, and 2, the golems. The golems weren't even, like, used in the real team fight. They were used on a Chen. Like, it was golems and Omni Slash used just to kill a Chen. Of course, they were trying to get whatever they could as they were retreating, but the damage coming out from auto attacks from Loda is just sickening, man. It's just... He's not even close to 6-slotted. He can upgrade his Abyssal Blade, or upgrade to an Abyssal Blade. He can sell his bottle and get something else. So he's just packing a punch. And they did use a buyback onto the Enigma. That was kind of a weird spot for him to be in, but it was totally worth it. As he comes back, gets the Black Hole to stop the first initial Requiem from the Shadow Fiend, and then further bashes from Loda for to stop the subsequent ones.
An insane fight with really good positioning. Even from the get-go, Matt had the right idea, trying to go for that early black hole in the fight. Gets killed with an Earth Spike and a finger, but able to buy back. Vega actually have a really good engagement with the hookshot, but they dive a bit too deep. Get 2 kills, force 2 buybacks out, but now the problem is still pushing into the golems, as always. And they're up again because he refreshed him. He only used 1 set of golems. He didn't use his double golems there. Butterfly done for Tron, but is this enough at this point? This just feels like Vega are starting to collapse. They have this Drow Ranger, but they had a 14,000 net lead. It's down to 6,000. It's down to 5,000 even. Oh my god.
It's really scary going high ground against this team of Alliance. Like, at this point, you really have to pick off the Warlock. No question about it. He needs to die. And the scary thing is, like I saw in the last engagement, he wasn't even the real reason that they lost. But you cannot fight up into high ground with him being up. It's just too scary. But really, the biggest problem here is Loda. Like, he is top net worth in the game now, sitting actually 2,500 above the Shadow Fiend, and still has a ways to go for his next 2 items. Like I said, Abyssal will be coming online shortly. I can go into 1 full other tier 4 item after that. So he is getting very, very scary.
They're going to push out a bit, and this might be a disaster. Vega might catch out Matt at least, and he want to buy back if he goes down. They're going to actually catch out Nico. That's a big pickup. Pycat throws down the rock, but it might be a little bit too much here. It pops up the upheaval. Omni Slash is going to go on to Tron. He's just taking a lot of that damage. Loda not able to get a single kill. They're going to go on to another hero in the cogs. They actually force out, though. Now the Death Ward going through. Loda pops the Manta style. Finger comes out onto an illusion. Doesn't matter. Loda should still probably die here. Gets hexed up. Now the black hole going. They can't kill Loda. They finally bring him down with the frost arrows. Golems, the second set now going to work. 9 Posh backing away. Zeke trying to push forward into the base. Tron gets a double kill in the meantime in the back lines. The Golems are causing havoc, but at this point they force it the buyback from Loda. They actually send out Mihiro. Zeke's gonna try to get up. Gets bashed. Was so close with that TP, but does end up falling. Loda has to buy back. Nikwa and Enigma both down for a couple of seconds here. They lose the fight, but they do so outside of the base, and Vega can't really convert that into a set of Raxes.
Oh, and he has his 2 creeps too. Like the Ancient Granite Golem and the Black Dragon are just kind of meandering their way down bottom lane. They just stood there throughout the fight. But now they're he's still going to have him when he comes up. So if I'm Vega, I'm thinking about maybe just rushing down mid or bottom as soon as they get up, because there's no double ulti here coming out from the Warlock. He has to wait 100 seconds for just 1, and then another 30 seconds after that or so for the second one. MKB picked up for Shadow Fiend. They're a team that doesn't really have any huge ultimates. Their biggest ultimate is this Hand of God from Chen, and he has it. I don't know if he used it in that fight. Oh, no, he probably did, because he has the he has the Ag Scepter, so it's a really low cooldown. 30 seconds for him. That's a Lincoln Sphere coming out from the Clockwork, my god. So that's going to be really, really good for the Shadow Fiend or this Drow for the Lasso. Yeah, if I'm Vega, I'd just go fight. Just go group up, no double ulti from the Warlock.
biggest problem with them taking those fights is that they would always lose like the Shadowfiend or Drow after those fights, and they'd be down for like 70 seconds. By the time they got back up, try to push, Warlock Golems would be back up. That's not going to be the case this time around. It's down for about 65 seconds or so. So
they're not going though. Like if they wanted to go and take advantage of that, they needed to go like right away. But
yeah,
they're taking a lot of time. Maybe they're just waiting for the next Roshan. As you see, the illusion from Drow is just setting up shop in the Roshan pit. Yeah, they're just going to take it safe, grab the cheese up again, and then the Aegis as well. So they're really taking this safe. I thought they could have had an opening, but I guess not. I mean, also another thing to keep in mind is Juggernaut bought back. So if he dies, that's potentially game. So if they get a clean pick off onto him with the Clockwork or with the Lion would be the best one, then they could easily take this game.
It really just comes down to positioning at this point for Alliance. They have a lot of work to still put in if they want to take this game, but for Vega, they just need one good, clean fight. A Roshan, and then that's probably it at that point. They're going to go for the Roshan now, or at least they're looking at it. Hand of God is going to go. BKB is picked up, so Mad finally gets that BKB, and so, again, we talked about it. Hookshot coming out from the Clockwork or the Ensnare from a Dark Troll Warlord, but that's pretty much it at this point. It's a lot easier said than done. They'll throw up some right clicks on a Roshan, and he dies within seconds. And they're going to pick up the Aegis. They'll drop the Morbid Mask, and Tron will grab the Aegis. Cheese is going to go for somebody. It's on the ground. No one isn't going to pick it up. Probably give it to 9Posh. In fact, he'll grab it quickly, and they'll head down bottom and try to go again here.
Yeah, if not for the several ways to cancel. I'm actually checking to see if he has a troll. I don't think he does. Nah. He actually picks up a Centaur as his 4th creep. So the only one that can really cancel it is the Clockwork. But you gotta imagine he's probably gonna use that hookshot earlier than the Enigma wants to use the Black Hole. So the one thing I do fear, without being able to cancel it from Vega, is just the sheer auto attack damage if you don't catch these ranged heroes in the Black Hole. There comes the ulti from Nikwa.
The Golems are out as well. The Death Ward Aghanim Scepter going. The frame rate's starting to drop here. Meanwhile, Tron backing up the BKB. Picked up from now. Matt is going to work. And they already take down the SF, and he doesn't have Cheese, he doesn't have Aegis, and it is time to get the hell out of your Vega. You say, let's leave. We don't want to be here anymore. The Golems are going to work. A good defense again. And that wasn't double Golems. That was a single set of Golems from Pycat. And they kill the SF without any issues. By the way, SF doesn't have buyback either. And all of a sudden, Alliance is like, well, you got Roche, you got Aegis, you got Cheese, but did that really do anything for you? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it would have been a much smarter decision to just go when you didn't have the Warlock ultis instead of getting this Roche. So that's really scary for Vega. Like that was a very, very clean pick off from Nikwa. That's what we've been wanting to see this entire game. There was some spiking coming out right there.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just not too intermittent, but hopefully it'll fix itself. But yeah, you see right there the power of the Batrider late game. Like one easy pick off, it's instantly 4v5. You lost all your creeps from Chen. He's gonna have to go find some new ones. And New Year piece is coming. And yeah, clean pickoffs is the name of the game for Alliance, and once they get that, Vega cannot fight.
It really is just one kill, and that's it. I mean, you have to back up. Specifically on the Drow or the SF. Either of those heroes would be fine to kill. And then you just can't fight anymore. Meanwhile, 9Posh is actually getting ganged up on here by these Golems. That's kind of funny, but right. He has 4 staff, he has TP scrolls, so...
I'm wondering if at this point you start thinking about selling your Yules on SF and getting a tier 4 item, like getting something much better. Some other kind of damage item, maybe a Manta to kind of help with the... Because the last time I saw the Manta used from Drow when they pushed bottom, it was really effective, even though they lost the fight. The second Batrider goes in, if you just pop the Manta, he really has to second guess himself, and you don't want to risk the chance of grabbing an illusion, so... I saw Drow do that. He totally disjointed it. Well, I shouldn't say disjointed it, but prevented himself from being lassoed. Not to mention it's really good against that. Yeah, it looks like the lag is still there, but it prevents the full amount of damage from the Omni/2. So maybe something no one thinks about. But really, the name of the game is initiating onto them before they initiate onto you. Like, that's what it comes down to for Vega. Damage output from this team fight from Alliance, when they have the double golems up, is way too strong. And now with the Shivas, too. I didn't even see this. He's got Shivas with another 4,000 gold. What's he going to pick up? I would imagine Sheepstick would be the best thing for him. Double Sheep, double Shivas, double ult. It would be really, really good.
Double Sheep could be huge this game. And he's so farmed, man. He's doing pretty well for himself as well. We do have some lag issues, apparently. I don't have any packet loss, but these guys might have some different issues. Hopefully we get back into the game soon. Beast, something like that, etc. But as of right now, 46-minute game, 30-32. Like you said, it comes down to who initiates on who, I think. And for Vega, they have a disadvantage. They're going up to the high ground alliance, have this home base to work with here. And the one time Vega did initiate on alliance, it was outside of alliance's base. So even though they won that fight, they weren't able to transition that into a high ground push. So they force out buybacks. That's fine. Speaking of buybacks, again, if Jug does go down, he will not have enough gold, or will his buyback be off cooldown. So that's one thing. The Warlock is probably the prime target. If you could somehow catch him out, he'll still have buyback regardless, but at least kill him once and force him to use that buyback. Otherwise, this game is going to be pretty long for Vega at this point. They could easily get trounced in one of these fights and maybe lose a set of racks or at least a tier 2.
Yeah. Drow Ranger could still pick up potentially 2 more items too, so... I mean, her damage output's going to be really, really strong. Daedalus plus an MKB for her, she's going to be hitting for so much damage. So that she still has that going for her. What was I going to say? The problem, too, though, for Vega is that their initiation tool, which is basically just the clockwork. I guess they have the Lion, too, but Lion's not going to want to blink uphill into fog, into a team's high ground. It has to pretty much be the clockwork. That's just not the best initiation. At least uphill. Like, obviously, Clockwork's initiation throughout the game is very, very good, but as far as initiating a fight uphill into Double Golem, uphill into Black Hole, and what have you, it's not nearly as strong as a quick, I'm going to blink in, I'm going to lasso one target, bring them all the way back to my team. Like, lasso is just, it's far superior to a Clockwork hook, and that's the problem here for Vega, is their initiation is not as strong as Alliance's.
I feel like if you have a swap, like a Venge swap, that's huge this game, but they just don't have that hero. Swapping from the high or from low ground to high ground or vice versa is like huge. They don't have that initiation. Or like even a lasso would be good. But I mean that seems kind of tough.
It would be fine if they were significantly further ahead like they were about, 15, 20 minutes ago when they had that 14k gold lead, but now it's it's in the 6k realm when we're getting to the point in the game where 6k doesn't even really start to mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
It just comes down to abilities and draft. And as far as draft goes, Alliance, it was a little bit... I still think Vega's draft is better, like, just overall. But team fight-wise, uphill, oh, man, Double Golem, like we talked about, Black Hole, is just far superior.
How do you fight into that? Like, that's got to be daunting every time you run up to the high ground and you're like, well, we have to deal with these abilities now.
You have to kill the Warlock. Or just take advantage of when his cooldowns are on cooldown. And that's why I'm so surprised that they waited out for the Roshan instead of just going when they had a 130 second window. Seemed very strange to me.
That might be the defining moment in this game for both of these squads, not going when they had the opportunity to do so. And they're kind of scrambling at this point. They're looking for lanes to push out. They're trying to get pickoffs here and there. But for the most part, Alliance are going to stay in their base. They're going to wait for Vega to come to them. And they have to eventually. Cass is going to go through, it'll bounce, and they'll push out the middle wave, the mid lane. KB now done for Nico, who has not had the best game in terms of Bat Riders, but around he's got his Blink Lasso ready to go, and that's all that matters at this point. Look to defend top, although I don't think it's going to get pushed. I don't know if Vega go again. They still have the H, so I'm sure they want to use it, but...
Yeah, the BKB is really important because I've seen multiple times this game where he blinks in for Lasso and gets hexed immediately. This Lion's been pretty on point this game. He's actually got the lucky numbers too. His score is 777. But that won't happen anymore with the BKB, so it's actually a humongous pickup. Even though it is very late, yeah, I see the lag too. I can feel it and see it.
It's like it's not even like it doesn't seem to be a packet loss issue. It's just like latency spikes.
Yeah, it's just exactly. So it's pretty shitty, but normally it just kind of fixes itself.
It takes like half a second, then they go again. It's like you can see it. It's just hopefully we have everything in order. I'm sure the rear beast is coming out or something. That's why it's happening. I have no idea. Valve DDoSing themselves or something. It is so delayed.
It's still really laggy, and they're still... Yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, boy.
What a fun time. Wait a bit, says Pycat, and still a pause. AFK 2 minutes. Still up 10-minute queue.
I don't even know what that means. Can you explain? Like, I
pretty sure, like, alright, so your base is up for like...
things.
Your base is up for like 10 minutes every, I don't know, so odd period of time.
Wait,
and,
what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't even know.
So you can queue for the special game mode every like couple hours for like 10 minutes or something. And so everyone just bombards the servers by queuing during this 10-minute time span. It's actually I don't know why they would ever do that. I'm not gonna say anything, but it was like a mistake.
I've never taken part of any kind of event thing like Dire Tide, nothing.
I'm gonna be honest, you're not missing much.
Really?
I played that game. It's all pick with like a pay-to-win monster. That's pretty much what it is. I liked some of the events. Like I loved the Wraith Knight. I loved the Grieveling. This is not my thing. I played it once, never playing it again, never touching it again. Yeah, man. I
the
don't know,
Wraith
I'm
Knight
sure.
was like a WoW raid boss thing too, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
well,
that-
I mean that I like that was enjoyable though. Like it was like okay, I could see myself getting into this.
yeah.
I don't know, I enjoyed it. Anything else, not so much.
That
Well,
was like their way of getting an easy transition from Skeleton King to Wraith King, wasn't it?
yeah, they're like, okay, we're gonna make this event. Everyone's gonna be happy. People are still pissed off with like, we want SK back. I'm just like,
I think
There,
Wraith
man.
King looks way cooler.
yeah,
So
the other guy's
Sand
just a
King- or
bunch of bones.
Skeleton King looks stupid. One thing I don't like is Wind Ranger. Ugh, Windrunner just.
I don't
sounds
think
so much
anybody likes
better
that
to me.
change.
It just sounds so awkward to me. Wind Ranger. Maybe it's because it like takes more effort for your mouth to make those word or that
Yeah,
word.
no, because Windrunner rolls off the tongue.
Windrunner.
Ranger is
Windrunner.
like
Wind Ranger.
eh.
You have to open your mouth more, like physically. Wind Ranger. Eh.
Nobody says
Oh, the
Drow
things
Ranger
I think
either.
about.
Everyone just says Drow because Ranger's just too hard to say.
Yeah, or I hear people say Dro. What do you say, Dro or Drow?
I say Drow. I don't
Yeah,
know
me
what the
too.
correct pronunciation is, but
I've always said Drow. I've never said Dro. I used to call
I don't
Podum
know.
Podum though.
Odom.
Podum. Yeah.
Ah, that's kind of funny.
If you ever hear
Uh,
PPD, he will call Necro Necro. Listen
Why?
for it. If he ever casts, trust me, listen for it. He always calls it Necro. I'm like, dude, how is it Necrolite?
Definitely
No,
not that.
That's what he says, Necrolite.
You have a problem, dude? Is like you need help? Yeah, I don't know. That's there's some. My brother's the worst at pronunciations. Honestly, he's just terrible. He'll say some of the weirdest things. I can't think of an example right now, but God, I don't have that.
Yeah, my weirdest one was Podum. Oh, I always call Gyro.
My
I don't
brother.
know why.
Okay, here's an example of what my brother says. Instead of saying Lena, he says Lina. Like,
Lina.
Justin, come on, dude.
Yeah, I guess, you know, if you look at the letters.
It's
Lina.
okay, I guess, but it's the fact that he pronounces everything wrong. He'll be watching Game of Thrones and he'll like pronounce like 5 characters wrong, and I'm just like, dude, you're not very good at this, are you? Shout out to Justin. Meanwhile, we're gonna get an unpause going. We're back. Okay, it's still lagging, everybody. Woo, we did it. We made it.
Oh my god.
And we pause again. Excellent stuff. Good work, guys.
Hero
Servers-
Smileys commence.
Okay, if you have the DotaPit Twitch subscription, go ahead and throw out your DotaPit Ice Frog, please. Ice Frog, please emotes. Let's do it. The best emote ever.
Wait, Ice Frog, please.
Yeah, one of our emotes is a picture of Ice Frog with please under it. It's actually amazing.
The actual picture of Ice Frog too, guys. So
Yeah,
Get it while it's hot.
You get to see what he looks like. For the first time ever.
here on DotaPit, you can
Yeah.
subscribe.
Again, our new Twitch subscription system, our Twitch season ticket for DotaPit Season 3. $6.99, portion of which will go to the prize pool here, as well as supporting your casters, your production crew as well. And you get some great emotes, ad-free, high-quality ticket. Big shout out to Twitch. They got it done within a very short time span, which we were super impressed by. We had the idea, Greg ran it by trance, boom. Days later in the Twitch system. So good stuff. Shout out to them. Anti-shout outs to the Valve servers currently. Fortunate. Guys, there's too many of you playing Dota. We're going to have to ask you to leave and get off.
So do you get anything cool from the killing the year beast or however that
I
works?
think you get like something. You get a set or something. Yeah. I honestly have no idea. I lost. I was playing. Okay, so apparently, I'm not sure if it's on YouTube yet. I was in the Dota Cinema Year Beast video, if there is one. I'm not sure if there is. I was like me, Slacks, Suns fan, Saginine, and Spawn. I had a rough game, dude. I was like, it was like 4 in the morning. I was playing Luna. I went like S and Y Midas on Luna, which is just awful if you ask anyone ever. Like, first of all, don't get Midas on Luna. Like, get a helm. Second of all, don't ever get SNY on Luna either. I guess it's maybe.
Dude,
okay,
I like
but
SNY on Luna. You're
Really?
so fast. Yeah, you're so fast.
I guess so.
It's fun. It's fun.
I went like
But yeah.
SNY Manta though. That was the problem.
Yeah, no. Stacking the Yashas is kind of weird.
Just don't do that. Like, I don't know what was
I
happening.
agree. Midas is pretty. You don't need it on Luna.
Get a
Jeez,
helm.
Goddamn noob.
No, I mean I knew what I was doing. I was kind of just being
I'm
funny at
kidding.
the time, but like, just oh man, not my
US
best effort.
servers. Oh boy, Volvo, please.
Well,
Not good.
I mean we could try. They want to try maybe one more time or wait a bit more. I'm gonna check the ping real quick and I mean. I don't know. It was just like it's kind of jumpy, so I don't like. It's not anything that's above like 150 consistently. It just looks
Still bad.
awful. It just looks terrible. Like my ping's not bad. It's just them. I think
Oh, it actually.
might
I think it just
stable out
cleared up.
here.
I think it just cleared up. Just
All right,
now.
we need to have a game-winning fight right now for either one of these teams. There's a
Yeah.
short window of time. Let's go. They actually take the range racks casually, and we'll probably get a pause here in a second. Yep, there it is. All right,
Like,
range
we got
racks
range
taken.
racks.
Pause game.
Go concede.
No one's gonna say this is unplayable. Slideshow, Lotus says. All right, maybe not unplayable. A little bit different than what I thought he was gonna say, but at this point, guys, nothing we can do about this. This is not a DotaPit issue. It's a Dota server issue.
Well, I want to check if Loda has buyback actually.
He doesn't. I
He-
don't think.
Does not need. Yeah, 350. Just purchased his. I want to say MKB, right?
He went butterfly after MKB, I believe, or maybe I'm crazy.
I thought he had that, although I could be wrong. Yeah, I think I saw him use the flutter earlier on.
Okay,
So-
maybe you're right.
MKB, that's going to be very, very good. For the Drow Ranger who has her butterfly, but is really gonna. I feel like they should just prioritize the 350 gold for him before they fight. Honestly, that buyback's gonna be pretty important.
Problem is that Vega's right outside the base. They can't really farm anywhere right now. I guess he could send some Manta Illusions out to farm, but that'll probably be fine. You know what we need, actually, that Valve should implement? And this isn't too much to ask, I don't think. Is just item timings. You hover over an item, you see when it's purchased, at least when you're
Ooh.
casting.
Ooh, I
Like,
like that.
Would
That's a
that
good
be hard to
idea.
implement? I don't think that's that hard to code.
No,
Maybe I'm
I
crazy.
mean, no, I don't think it would. Like the first initial time the item is totally completed. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a really good idea. You could just like hover over the item and then like it would have a timer in the top right or something, or in the bottom right.
Yeah, I
that's
think
a good
that
idea.
because otherwise, if you're like, okay, this was the X number item purchased, then it becomes kind of confusing because he buys like smokes or like boots and stuff like that. Then you just get the actual time in which the item is completed, or even flown out to the hero. Like as soon as it's put on the hero's inventory, boom,
Mhm.
you get the timing. But I don't know. Again, I'm not a master coder. I know a little bit about programming, but I don't think that would be that difficult to program into the game. Maybe I'm crazy. It's just another thing to add, though. I guess when you already have a lot of data that you have to work with. So
Yeah, they're busy coding, Year Beast and stuff.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, but Earbeast probably wasn't that hard to code either, to be fair.
Probably not.
It's like one extra hero that's NPC controlled, even though it's actually not really NPC controlled. There's not much AI to it. It's more so than anything else human controlled in terms of like you tell it where to go and what to do. And
Really?
it just runs it runs down a lane and you just like, okay, you TP it back to like whatever lane you want it to TP to, and then you can say, okay, attack this building, and then you control its abilities. But that's about it.
Wait, does each team get one, or is it just one team?
Both teams get one, and it spawns
Okay.
like every 5 minutes or something. I don't remember the spawn time, but it's a weird. I don't know how else to describe it.
Did you ever
It's-
play in Dota 1 like with the, I don't know what they were called, either super creeps or mega creeps, where you
There's
could
super
like,
creeps, yeah,
where they would just give you a random creep every 4 minutes or something like that?
yeah. Sunsfan
Just
was
try to
actually talking
speed the
about
game up.
that. Sunsfan made sure that people were aware that it was like super creeps in Dota 1. I'm like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that was fun. Just to
It's a
speed
lot
things
of-
up a little bit.
There's a lot of fun modes. Dota 1 that I miss.
WTF? No silencer allowed.
That game mode's amazing.
Or
Uh,
Zeus. And you'd always have that one bastard that would still pick Zeus or Silence.
There's also like if someone picked Leshrac too, at least in Dota 2 it screwed everything up. I'm not sure how it interacted with Dota 1. Leshrac would just like pop Edict and like do it like 6 times. All of a sudden you have like 6 stacks of Edict.
Oh god.
Not fun. Easy mode. I'm waiting for easy mode, man. That's what I'm waiting for.
Easy mode. Well, it looks like it's a bit better. I haven't seen too many chops.
Are we good now? Did we do it?
Too
Is the
many
Yerby's
slap
dead?
chops.
I don't know why I keep checking ping, because my ping is clearly fine. It's their ping that's the issue. I guess I'm just crazy. I guess we're back in the game, though.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, so in case you have been away for about 20 minutes or so, you've not really missed anything. You saw the mid-range racks die, but since then, it's just been a lot of pauses. A couple fights going the way of Alliance, though, beforehand. What once was a 14,000 net worth lead has now dipped to 6,000 for Vega. So they still have the lead, but not by much. Again, the lines start to blur. You know, when you get this late into the game, this lead is not really existent anymore, even though it is 6,000. So we talked about maybe selling your Yules if you're the SF, but other than that, I don't know what you do if you're Vega.
Well, he got rid of his blink. So instead of his blink, he's got cheese now. So that can be replaced by something else. And the Drow is going to go for, I think, an MKB. Has the Demon Edge already. The Aegis expired onto her. So she's probably going to sell this Morbid Mask and get the full MKB. The Courier is going back. Actually, no, this could be a Daedalus, too. That's what I was talking about earlier. Although MKB could be pretty damn good against the Juggernaut. I think that MKB might be a little bit better. We'll see what she goes for. She's thinking...
She's holding on to this gold. She wants to farm this ancient stack first and then buy the item.
I mean, she will easily have enough for buyback, and this is going to be an MKB. Yeah, I like this. I think this is a better decision. She can still get Daedalus afterwards and sell the Blink later if she wants to. But being able to cut through the evasion no matter what for the Juggernaut, or against the Juggernaut, I think is a bit more important.
I like the fact that they changed it so buyback, you don't have to do any math anymore. It's just right there for you.
It actually, yeah, it says there. It even says surplus. That's funny.
You have this amount of extra gold, and you can be super efficient now with your gold.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I think the whole buyback system before that was just a byproduct of Warcraft 3. Now that you have like this kind of engine at your disposal, this should be, I think, an available part of the game. So I think this is a good change. Toronto pick up the MKB. He has 2.7k gold, 900 surplus. He has plenty of gold for buyback. Really, all the buyback that matters on the side of Alliance is Loda, unless these heroes don't get off their abilities. If Pyket doesn't get off of his chaotic offering, then buyback becomes an issue. He has 4.3k gold. He has a refresher orb and what is probably going to be a sight device coming out soon, as he has the ultimate orb as well. So he's pretty farmed. Abyssal hasn't been completed yet for Juggernaut, but Loda I think will buy that next and then just save for buyback at that point.
Yeah, he's gonna need like what, 5,800 gold in total, or maybe 6k gold since he's level 23. So he will save certainly for buyback. I can't imagine, like, you almost always want to save for buyback, especially when you're defending pushes. If you're going all in and pushing yourself, I think it's okay to buy out items, because generally, one, you want to win the fight right then and there, and then if you lose it, the other team has to spend all the time walking and pushing out the lane, so it gives you more time to respawn. But he actually is not going to save for that. He actually buys boots of travel, so wants to have the extra mobility. They want to push out the lanes a little bit safer and still get back to base, so I think this is fine.
Yeah, this is, I think, a good choice. Love buyback as well. Meanwhile, the Yules was sold for the SF. He's going for a Daedalus. So
yeah,
I think that's smart.
I like this decision. I think it was the Yules wasn't doing too much anymore anyway. BKBs are up on the Bat Rider. You can just BKB before it, so this is the right decision.
They're now just kind of a cat and mouse game, pushing out the waves, trying to get pickoffs, maybe waiting for Roche, which will be up in a minute.
The one problem, though, that I see with Vega is that specifically these BKBs aren't going to do too much against the lineup of Alliance. Black Hole goes through it, Lasso goes through it, Juggernaut doesn't care about it, Warlock doesn't care about it. Hell, even Witch Doctor does not care about it with the Aghanim Scepter, and he's level 16 too. So these BKBs are actually pretty damn useless for Vega. Like, literally the only thing it stops is, well, I guess the Scythe Device that was just picked up from Warlock, and the Enigma Stun, and then the Cask from Witch Doctor, which are probably going to hit 10 creeps anyway.
Wow, they going for Seema. He's going to get hexed up.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
He dies. I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, they could have Malphased him, and then they could have just killed him at that point. I'm not sure about that.
Too. Yeah, that's definitely not worth it. I mean, I didn't see the beginning to end of that engagement, but I
He
don't
was just
have
sitting
to.
there and they
I don't
jumped
have
in.
to. Yeah.
He was sitting there, they jumped in, actually forced Enigma, he Maleficent, then they dropped the golem on him. Meanwhile, mid lane, Loda is thinking about fighting. He's going to dash up one of these ancient black dragons. Nineposh is going to walk in, push him back. Roche is up, and actually, freaking Wild Wing is fighting it, but that Wild Wing is going to die pretty soon. Poor guy. And now, this is the first time Alliance have pushed out across the river. Seema will buy back, and Alliance have to actually back up. They don't want to fight into this. It's a lot different when you want to fight into the enemy team
Double
rather
damage
than
drow.
defending. Oh dear, that is not fun. They'll kill the
they
illusion
spotted it
quickly.
out.
They could maybe take Roche with this DD though, and they're gonna walk right in.
Yeah, the damage is real. Hitting
Oh,
for
Roche.
over 700. It's insane.
Like, how is this little girl doing so much damage to me? Hello, help. Dead.
Dear God, that was so fast. And that's gonna be an Aegis for the Lion, who already bought back, and Cheese probably for like 10 or Clock or something. Yeah, Clock has it. Keep in mind,
Well, they
too, I
have
forgot
two
about this, but they
cheeses.
do have the Lincolns on the
Yeah.
Clock, too.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that, but that will maybe play a role in these engagements, too. Boots of Travel picked up for the Drow. But, yeah, they have 70 seconds if they wanted to do some kind of push with 2 golems. Or I should say 4 golems.
I think they should go. They have Daedalus now, Cheese in the SF. He'll have buyback in 300 gold. 400 actually. Drow has plenty of gold for buyback. What about buyback for the Radiant team? Loda has it, Pycat has it, and Mad has it. Everyone else is a couple hundred gold away. They're going to smoke up, though, and they're going to run right down mid. Seema doesn't actually get smoked. He's the one with the Aegis, by the way. Just keep that in mind. Blink Hex might be a thing. Loda's going to Manta. He's sitting in the back now. He'll be okay for the time being. They're going to keep pushing in with these ancient black dragons, and it looks like Alliance know this is happening. Alliance know that Vega are barreling down mid, and this might be the fight of all fights. If Alliance are able to secure this fight, I just don't know if Vega can really win this game. But if Vega are able to get at least something out of this, then they're still in a really solid position. We'll see what they can do. They're not actually going yet. It's maybe not the lane they want to push in. They're just going to keep it pushed as much as possible. They'll farm the enemy ancients for a bit. In fact, they'll actually just take one of the ancient black dragons. Not what he wanted. He wanted Granite Golem, which Loda killed earlier on in the game.
He's not finding them. He just keeps finding crappy black dragons or these thunder hides, which he actually doesn't. He has thunder hide now respawned, and then in the ancients or the radiant ancients, they don't have them either. So if they go bottom, Lincoln Sphere applied to the Drow, so she's gonna be doing the damage sitting here.
They need to go home. They are. Oh, they're smoked up. Nikwa's looking for an initiation on the backside. He's on the high ground. His Firefly about to end, actually. Gotta be careful. Golem's gonna come out, though. BKB's popped up. Nikwa, they're going out of Tron, and Tron is gonna get Amisage. He's dead. Does have buyback. He can bot even if necessary. He gets Nineposh with the black hole. Now the second golem is coming out. They're going to TP in with Tron. Nineposh is low. No one is doing work. Still has Cheese, by the way. Loda getting low. They'll take him down once he has buyback. He's going to have to use it. The golem's getting right-click down now as well. The Cheese popped up into no one. They're going to keep going. Mad in trouble. Already used hole. He's in trouble. Upheaval getting canceled. Seema going to go back in. Double Earth Spike. The guns as well into Loda. He has a Mantis. He's going to use it. Nineposh walks in, gets right-clicked a bit, but he's fine. Back to work we go. Vega, they're not out of this yet. Alliance, they've got a big defense to hold. No golems now. Seema's gonna Earth Spike onto Loda. Now they're gonna find that. They blow him up. He's dead. No buyback. They're gonna keep going. This might be it for Alliance. Their game one hold. They've lengthened this game as much as possible, but this might be it. Range Racks getting obliterated by these ancient black dragons. They'll right click coming out. They'll take a set of racks bottom lane. Now Seema jumping onto Loda, but where's the follow-up? Hookshot misses the Gust going in, and Tron's gonna right click it down. He's doing so much damage with the MKB, but Loda will stay alive. They're going to go for tier 4 towers or some right-click. Ake pops his Ghost Scepter. 2 sets of racks is down. Alliance, they're not dead yet. Golems are back up in 100 seconds. It's going to be a long time. This is going to be almost impossible to hold, it looks like. Vega's still going. Nineposh showing everyone out. Has the cog still. Forces to the low ground. Tier 3 tower top dead. Nikwa, BKBs cannot find a last target. Forces out. Loda getting hexed up. Earth spiked as well. The Death Ward doing work, but it's not going to matter. Loda's still alive. The Requiem coming out. Loda trying to do what he can. They'll defend. Aegis is going to go. No one goes down, but Loda falls in the end. 4 dead, 2 buybacks, Nikwa and buyback. I can't buy back. Ake getting fingered, Earth spiked as well. He's done. No one buys back. TP's in. It's Mega Creeps, and Vega will finally take their victory this first game. It took us 60+ minutes, not including pauses, to get here, but eventually they break the back of Alliance after a long-winded engagement in that bottom lane and into the base.
Wow, wow. What a nice way to end that game, too. It's very clean, fun fight at the end. Nice buyback from the Drow. Boots the travel back in to the fight, and it really paid dividends. Also, there was like 3 double stuns from that Lion throughout the fight. Seema the Slayer played actually really, really well this game. I don't think he got enough credit because we were talking about other things going on, but he was fantastic in that fight. Just a number of double stuns on both the Juggernaut +1 or whoever he was going on. Really nice job from him. The damage, like I said, the buyback coming out from the Drow is really, really important. The constant hand of gods from Chen. And you know, I was talking crap about these ancient black dragons or whatever they're called, but they actually were hitting for like 180 or like 160 damage with the Drought Aura on. When he applied it, it was like, wait, they're actually packing a punch onto these racks. Oh yeah, the Drought Aura, when it's activated, it actually did a lot for it. So it actually ended up working out for them. So nice fight there at the end from Vega. It was a nice start for the fight from Nequa, but the buyback, like I said, from the Drow just kind of nullified that fact.
What a fight coming out from Vega Squadron. What a way to end the game. It took them a while. It took them 60+ minutes, man. They're able to finish it off, and Vega will take the victory. It is only game number 1. Alliance have a chance to come back and take the series 1-1. But for now, Vega Squadron get the first victory. We'll take a quick break, guys. Make sure you check us out on Twitter at MautDota, at TrowdDota, at PetMunkle for our production manager. Thank you guys so much for watching us. Check out DotaPit.com for more information. Twitter.com/DotaPit as well for more information on DotaPit. It's been so much fun, guys. We'll take a break. We'll be right back, guys. Stick around.